You are swiping through love while holding someone's hand. This is the condition of modern intimacy, perpetual optionality wearing commitment's costume, infinite scroll masquerading as choice, the paradox of having never been more connected to potential partners while never feeling more disconnected from the person beside you. Valentine's Day doesn't solve this condition. It exposes it with surgical cruelty, forcing you to perform certainty you don't feel while your phone pulses with alternatives in your pocket. By the end of this video, you will understand why modern love breaks specifically on this day, why your dissatisfaction isn't relationship failure, but structural inevitability, and how to build connection that survives the architecture designed to destroy it. The fundamental lie of modern love is abundance. You have been told that more options equal better choices, that selection from larger pool produces superior matches, that your grandparents' limited options produce their limited happiness, while your infinite access produces your infinite possibility. This is the marketing that monetizes your loneliness. The truth is inverted. Your grandparents chose from scarcity and built from necessity. You choose from abundance and abandon from anxiety, perpetually suspecting that commitment to this person forecloses commitment to better person who awaits your next swipe. This suspicion doesn't indicate relationship deficiency. It indicates successful platform design, architecture that profits from your permanent hesitation, your perpetual comparison, your endless search for perfect match that doesn't exist because perfect matching requires permanent non-commitment to any particular person. Valentine's Day concentrates this structural violence into single evening of impossible performance. You sit across from partner you chose while knowing, because the platform reminds you constantly, that you could be sitting across from someone else. This knowledge doesn't make you bad, it makes you modern. The platform has successfully transformed love from practice into shopping, from cultivation into selection, from commitment renewed into option perpetually kept open. And Valentine's Day, with its demand for exclusive declaration of devotion, creates cognitive dissonance so acute that your body responds with anxiety you misattribute to partner or relationship, rather than to structural impossibility of your position. Consider what your phone does to you tonight. Even face-to-face, even in candlelight, even during explicit ritual of romantic devotion, the device pulses with alternatives, matches waiting, messages unread, possibilities unexplored. This isn't addiction, this is environment. You have been placed in an ecosystem where commitment requires constant active resistance to alternative, where love demands perpetual rejection of other options that remain visible, available, tempting. Your grandparents' commitment was supported by environment, social, geographic, technological, that made alternative invisible. Your commitment is performed against an environment that makes alternative omnipresent. This isn't fair, this isn't your fault, but it is your condition, and tonight it becomes undeniable. The performance required by Valentine's Day, exclusive devotion, complete presence, certain future, contradicts the condition of modern love that the other 364 days establish: perpetual optionality, distributed attention, provisional commitment. This contradiction produces the specific misery of modern Valentine's Day, the sense that you are faking something you want to feel, performing certainty you cannot access, promising future you cannot guarantee, because your environment has successfully taught you that guarantee is foolishness, that commitment is risk, that love is selection from infinite alternatives rather than cultivation of particular connection. What breaks tonight isn't your relationship, it's your ability to sustain the fiction that modern love's architecture supports the love it promises. The fiction requires that you ignore what you know, that other options exist, that your partner has other options, that tonight's devotion is choice among many rather than necessity made meaningful. Valentine's Day makes this ignoring impossible. It demands that you declare what you cannot believe, that this person is the one, that this connection is unique, that this commitment is permanent in environments specifically designed to make all such declarations provisional. The couples who survive tonight are those who have somehow escaped or resisted this architecture, who met before platforms, who deleted apps, who built connection through shared practice rather than mutual selection, who have managed to make their particular intimacy more compelling than the infinite alternative their phones constantly offer. This escape is increasingly rare. Most couples tonight are performing love under conditions that make love's performance feel like self-betrayal, like capitulation to obsolete script, like denial of what they know to be true about how modern intimacy actually functions. Your alternative isn't a return to pre-modern constraint. It's forward to postmodern consciousness, explicit acknowledgement with your partner that you both exist in an architecture designed to prevent what you both want, mutual recognition that commitment tonight requires active resistance to environment that surrounds you, shared decision to build connection specific enough, practiced enough, meaningful enough that it competes successfully with infinite alternative the platform promises. This competition isn't fair. The platform has all advantages: novelty, variety, perfectibility without practice. Your only advantage is reality, particular person who knows you, particular history you've built together, particular future you can imagine together that no platform can simulate because it requires your specific participation to exist. What you can do tonight, put the phone away. Not as a gesture, but as structure. Remove from the environment the specific device that maintains alternative as perpetual presence. This removal doesn't solve modern love's condition. It makes possible the temporary experience of what pre-modern love took for granted: attention undivided, presence uncompared, connection without optionality's shadow. This experience is fragile. It ends when the phone returns, but it is real, and it is yours, and it is what Valentine's Day can still provide if you refuse the platform's demand that you remain always shopping, even while supposedly celebrating what you've already chosen. The deeper work begins tomorrow, building connection specific enough that it doesn't require constant active rejection of alternative, intimate enough that the platform's promise of better match feels abstract rather than compelling, practiced enough that commitment becomes identity rather than decision requiring daily renewal. This work is slow, it is invisible, it produces no content for platform feed. This is precisely why it succeeds, because it builds what the platform cannot simulate, cannot monetize, cannot replace with infinite alternative, particular knowing of particular person that becomes, through years of mutual transformation, irreplaceable, not because no alternative exists, but because no alternative includes this specific history, this specific growth, this specific becoming that only occurs through sustained commitment to particular other. Tonight you face a choice that feels like no choice: perform modern love's contradiction or escape into pre-modern constraint. But there is a third path. Acknowledge the contradiction explicitly. Refuse to perform certainty you don't feel. Build instead with your partner shared recognition that you both exist in an impossible architecture, and commit together to an impossible project of building what that architecture prevents. This commitment is the only modern love possible, not naive return to pre-platform innocence, not cynical acceptance that commitment is obsolete, but conscious construction of connection that knows its own fragility and builds anyway, that recognizes infinite alternative and chooses particular anyway, that performs Valentine's Day devotion with full knowledge of what makes such performance difficult and what makes it, therefore, meaningful. What you remember tonight won't be the restaurant, the gift, the gesture. It will be whether you felt alone together or alone separately, whether you recognized each other across the gap that modern love creates or lost each other in the performance of bridge building that neither could believe. This recognition is available. It requires only honesty about condition that honesty itself makes bearable. The lie that everything is fine, that the platform doesn't affect you, that your commitment is certain and easy, this lie is what destroys. The truth that commitment is difficult, that alternative is real, that love is choice made meaningful by difficulty rather than ease, this truth is what saves. Your phone will